Welcome back to my channel. I hope everybody's having a good Wednesday. This video is going to be going over the Tennessee Titans, the good, the bad, and the ugly up to this point of the season. The good, the Tennessee Titans defensive front, stars included Harold Landry with 10 sacks, Jeffrey Simmons with 7.5 sacks, and Denico Autry with 5 sacks, which totals out to be 18 sacks from those three guys. The team in whole has 29 sacks. So majority of the sacks for the Tennessee Titans defense has come from these three stars on our defensive line. That is a stark contrast on what the Tennessee Titans finished with last season, with culminated with 19 total sacks. So the Tennessee Titans are on pace to get at least 40 sacks this season. Now, to make a good playoff push, we're going to need 50 plus. Another good for the Tennessee Titans is the emergence of David Long as a starter. He still leads the Tennessee Titans defense with 66 sacks. It's no coincidence that the Tennessee Titans defense started playing just a tad bit worse once David Long got injured and has been out of the lineup. That fact alone shows how important David Long is to the Titans defense. Also in a good column for the Titans, the emergence of Kristian Fulton as a shutdown corner for the Titans. He was looking shaky in his rookie season, but his sophomore season he has come to play. He totals 25 tackles and 1 interception. Now imagine what he would have if he didn't go on IR early in the season. But once he has come back, he is still playing lights out. He is shutting his receivers down. More good for the Titans. Kevin Byard is back. The playmaking Kevin Byard is back. Kevin Byard has 64 tackles, 1 sack, and 5 interceptions. You can tell he is playing better this year than he did last year. Another good for the Tennessee Titans is a rookie contributor, Elijah Molden, who's starting at slot. He has 46 tackles, and he had a really clutch interception that led to a touchdown against the Colts. The last good for the Tennessee Titans this year was what good fortune that we had that we played the Colts early in the season. Because from where I sit, the Colts is the better team in our division right now. But most likely, we're still going to win the division due to the scheduling. Now let's go over the bad for the Tennessee Titans. I'm going to start with the offensive line and pass protection. So far, the offensive line has allowed Ryan Tannehill to get sacked 33 times. Now, I'm not putting all the blame on the offensive line, but I'm watching the game. There's too many times where defensive ends or outside linebackers are almost getting a Ryan Tannehill untouched on third downs. And not all of it is schemed from a defensive coordinator. Some of it is just very bad technique for the Tennessee Titans offensive line players. To follow up with more bad is the inconsistent play of Taylor Lewan, and I point him out due to the amount of money that he is making. He is making star money, but he is not playing like a star. He is playing average to below average in most games. I need more from him. More bad for the Tennessee Titans. I'm going to start with the free agent contributors, or lack thereof, other than Denico Autry, which was a godsend for the Titans defensive line, and a very bad Janoris Jenkins. The Tennessee Titans are not getting good contribution from their high-paid free agents, especially Bud Dupree, who only has 1 sack. Now, when he's on the field, you can see the damage that he can do. He just doesn't have the stats to back it up. More bad. The Tennessee Titans are not getting good contribution from their rookie class, other than the starter Elijah Molden and a contributor in Rice. They are getting nothing from everybody else. Now I'm going to go over the ugly for the Tennessee Titans. I'm going to start with the injuries, especially the injury to Derrick Henry that has changed the trajectory of this team. That injury was a big blow. We were on pace to watch a history-making season from one of our running backs for the Tennessee Titans franchise, and it would have been something to behold. The next will have to be all the injuries to everybody else, but especially the key injuries to Julio Jones and A.J. Brown, which has kept our offense stagnated. We can afford to lose Derrick Henry in some spots, but what we can't afford is to lose our two best receivers in Julio and A.J. Brown, and that is a key contributor to a couple of games that we have lost this year. The next ugly for the Tennessee Titans is all the turnovers that we have had. I can't remember the last time I've seen a Titans team with so many turnovers. If you take those turnovers and interceptions off the board, we would have manhandled the New England Patriots. But the interceptions and the turnovers happened, okay? The turnovers is one of the key components into why we lost against the Houston Texans and the Patriots. Now, the last and the ugly column for the Tennessee Titans is a bad loss to the Houston Texans team and a bad loss to the New York Jets. Those two games are going to come back to haunt us, especially that Jets game. If we would have won that Jet game, we still would be first right now, and the injuries wouldn't be so compounding and wouldn't be so glaring. Now, a quick review after the bye week. Even though I ran down the bad and the ugly, the Tennessee Titans are still in a good spot. They are still second in the AFC seeding with the loss of the Buffalo Bills in the Monday night's game. Now we have a very winnable schedule going forward. We play the Jags one more time, and we play Houston one more time. Those are two winnable games, and we play an above to below average Miami, depending on which one we're getting. So those are three games that we can most likely put in the win column. The two games that we have to worry about is the Steelers with a really bad Roethlisberger and the 49ers with a below average Garoppolo. In the 49ers game, as long as we can stop the run, we could win that game. Now, Hilliard and Foreman 1-2 punch is very promising for the Tennessee Titans offense. As long as they can control their fumbling issues, the Titans could cause some damage in the playoffs, assuming Derrick Henry doesn't return. If you made it this far in the video, please slap that subscribe button and ding that notification bell. It really helps out a lot. And thank you for all the support I've been getting on this channel. I appreciate it. Please check out this video right here in the corner. It's my true crime playlist video. Check it out. Throw some thumbs up on it. I appreciate it. See you in the next video. This is Tim That Talks. Tighten up. Yeah.